Why don't you do a time warp this episode, Darren?
Oh, a splendid idea,
Yeah.
Barjo. It's been a while since I've travelled through time.
Bring me back a hat.
Negative. We can't alter history. The risks are too dangerous.
I want a hat.
Negative.
All right. From the makers of the chaotic 2D beat-em-up Castle Crashers comes the equally manic platformer BattleBlock Theatre. This game has one of the coolest and most hilarious intro animations I've ever seen.
Ocean, everyone was screaming like, help me, Splash! Splash! And there was this huge whale like, "Wah!" and made it super scary. And I think there was a shark. Yep, there he is, oh God.
After the SS Friendship crashes, you must platform your way through countless perilous levels to collect gems to release all your friends from an island prison. For every 10 gems you collect, you can release one more character, which you then have the option of playing as from that point on.
You can also collect balls of yarn to trade with prison guards for new weapons to help you out in your adventures. The levels are short, fast, and frantic, and take inspiration from games like Little Big Planet with all the different types of blocks and platforms you'll encounter.
Each new level will introduce a new element. At first, you simply have to make your way through a fairly simple platforming layout. But as you progress, you'll have spikes, lasers, ice, sludge, exploding blocks, and disappearing blocks to deal with. Levels become more complex with puzzles to solve and enemies to avoid.
Yeah, and Darren, I thought the difficulty curve was perfect. And while you're graded on your performance at the end of each level for how many gems you collect, obtaining that tricky ball of yarn, and bonus points for completing it within a certain time, there's no real penalty for death. There are tons of checkpoints throughout each level for you to respawn at, so you can have another shot.
Yes, repeated death in BattleBlock is all part of the joy. It fills you with this carefree sense of abandon as you just hurl through each level. Sometimes breezing through, sometimes succumbing to the shameful and repeated fate of spikes and explosions. But it's always fun.
The trickier puzzles you encounter as the game progresses do affect the pacing a little bit though. You lose that sense of continuous bouncing, free-falling, and flying when you stop to fiddle with platforms and lasers.
Lasers?
Yeah, but it's also a welcome change and adds a new layer of challenge to things, and the levels are easy to replay and they're quite short, so you can improve on your time and maybe scoop up any gems you might have missed.
Random bonuses will often come up for grabs too, like the Golden Hat, which, if you manage to keep it on till the end of the stage, will award you with 10 extra gems. That's a whole character that can be released from prison.
The wonderful art and animation is all very similar to what we saw in Castle Crashers, but it's really allowed to shine this time. There's just a simplicity to everything that allows the humour and the joyfulness of the design to perfectly complement all that rollicking platforming.
And the narration is hilarious too, always commenting on your successes and failures.
No, don't die.
I felt like I had a friend with me playing the whole time.
Well, of course, you can have a real friend playing with you if you choose, as the game supports co-op. And like in Little Big Planet, levels are adjusted to suit cooperative play, which is just excellent. It becomes about how you can work together as a team to reach gems, hurl each other across chasms, and activate switches while your buddy continues on, and vice versa. This makes the co-op playthrough an entirely different experience to the solo game, even though you're playing the same story.
Yeah, if you can make it to the first area, you may end up just getting caught up in silliness and shenanigans like we did.
I don't. You. I don't. You. I don't. You welcome to BattleBlock Theatre.
If you really want to let loose against each other though, you're better off doing so in the arena battles. You can play locally or online and choose from a range of short and crazy battle modes, which end up just being a bit of a messy punch fest, to be honest, but it continues that random hilarity. My favourite was the mode where you had to catch falling bits of gold from a floating whale while trying to steal gold from other players by hitting them.
And if that wasn't enough, it takes one more leaf from the Little Big Planet playbook and gives you free reign of their level editor. We've never been very good at creating our own levels, have we, guys?
Speak for yourself.
Well, it's still fun checking out other people's gauntlets of torture.
Come on, this is easy.
Yeah, you know, taking a creative game like this and then letting gamers create their own experience is such a big tick in my book. You know, I had a huge smile on my face the entire time I was playing this. There's so many laugh out loud moments, not to mention happy shrieks of frustration.
You don't even complain about the prison food, which is shocking because that stuff tastes like doo-doo casserole with a side of butt salad.
It was a very vocal experience all up.
Yes, especially when we played together.
Right, I'm gonna throw you ready?
All right, go, go, go.
One,
go.
2, 3, go!
Nice.
Oh no, you pushed me into the water! Oh, Barjo, why?
Because he smell. You need a shower. You need a bath. Well, Hex, what are you going to give it?
I just loved it. I'm giving it 9.
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 as well. Oh, we should go to the Ask Good Game just to answer some questions. Go, go, go. Bye, Darren.
Goodbye.
Have a good time.
Oh, I will. It's time to travel through time on my time warp.